Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is time for the Greg Cherry Show. Greg Cherry alongside Matty Laws and Big Baller G. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, Happy New Year. It's a new year.
This is the last day y'all can say that, according to Larry David.
It's a new year. Yes, it is.
I just got off a Crew Day podcast not too long ago.
Well, there you go. And that has zero reference to the Twitter battle between Kofi and Big E about what twins are.
Hey, they got the Usos involved, and the Usos straight up were like, "Hey, no twins. Different day, no twins."
I still think the Usos are wrong, and they are twins.
In certain time zones, they'd still be twins. Damn it!
It's the twins doesn't have to do with when they are born.
According to the Usos, and they're twin experts.
But here's the thing: like if I'm born on a certain day and somebody else is born on the same day on the other side of the world, are we twins?
Yes.
No, we're not related.
That's why me and my good friend Kate are birthday twins, even though she's born a year before I was.
That's not a twin.
Exactly.
You can call it. Oh, it's my birthday twin. Like Sal Volcano is my birthday twin, but we were born like years apart.
Oh shit! You share a birthday with Sal?
I share a birthday with Sal. I share a birthday with Roxanne Perez. Yeah, I share a birthday with both of them.
Those are some good twins to have.
I don't disagree. Johnny Damon, former New York Yankee.
Go fuck Johnny Damon. He left the Red Sox.
Hey, I was happy he left the Red Sox.
I bet you were. Just like Jacoby Ellsbury, huh, asshole?
Yeah. But because we were born on different years, we're not twins. Like we're not like officially recognized as twins. Are we having this fight now?
I just wanted to add some spice to the conversation.
Oh my goodness. Well, we did that.
First Greg Cherry show of the year.
It is the first Greg Cherry show of the year. It's the first live one we've done in a couple weeks because as much of a disaster as uploading that video was to StreamYard.
It was such a fun video to watch.
It was a fun video to make, and it was a fun video to watch. It was just a pain in the ass to get everything set up the way I wanted it to. Because I tried uploading it to StreamYard so it could just stream across all the platforms at once. And it was like, no, the video is too high a quality. I was like, what do you want from me? They didn't tell me that till 6:30, like half an hour before the show was supposed to go live. It's like, well, I can't exactly save it and upload it, It's
Chat's going crazy to start the show too.
Yeah. And you'll have to see it. Which is weird because I actually can't see chat for some reason.
Really? Damn.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I just have to refresh it.
Man, you can suck it.
I added a little stipulation to the donations because I said, we're going to do the spins for $5 on the Streamlabs link only, just as kind of like a thank you for using that link. But I didn't want to completely deny people who just wanted to use the super chat feature. So you can still get spins for the original $10 if you use the super chat and you don't want to use the Streamlabs, even though I think Streamlabs is actually easier because it uses your PayPal.
Streamlabs is a lot easier to get that in.
But one of the fun things though is like if you have an iPhone and you get like Apple gift cards or something, you can use your Apple balance towards super chats.
Oh, that's cool.
Off of gift cards.
Yeah, I discovered that because I like to contribute to Sour Graps over on Fightful.
I mean, hey, that's in a way free money if you just got that. So
yeah, if you got like Apple gift cards or something, money in your Apple balance, you can use it for your super chats. So it works the same way with the Google Play Store because I don't have an Android. But I would assume if you watch this show on your Android that it works the same way. I might be wrong. I know for a fact it works with Apple. I don't know if it works with Android. So how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
I just picked up a rental vehicle because I've got training for a new work position tomorrow.
Josh is already bragging about the Browns being I'm not going to say that they do not have a ton of momentum heading into the playoffs, which is very good for them, and they could be a force. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're not. But it comes down to those particular games. We will see if they can continue that momentum. The Browns are the 5th seed.
Yeah.
Strong in the 5th seed. Like, they're guaranteed the 5th seed. My audio keeps cutting out.
It cut out for a second, but then you came back in.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, the Browns are guaranteed the 5th seed, so I think they will play either Indianapolis, the Texans.
Marshall, I hope you're ready for the Chiefs to get bounced in the wild card.
I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs, other than the fact that Patrick Mahomes has thrown to 3 slices of Swiss cheese and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice is out there, but you also get, let's say, the other 4 grocery store baggers definitely don't help him.
It's the Taylor Swift curse.
Let's not throw the Taylor Swift curse. Like, this is not the Jessica Simpson curse of Romo, because
oh, that was bad.
At least we don't know that.
Yeah, let's talk positive here, Greg. The past 2 weeks, the Steelers games have been tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Mason Rudolph has been tremendous, and George Pickens.
The whole entire offensive line has sparked in the last 2 weeks. I don't know.
Even Najee Harris is putting up numbers, and he hasn't been doing that all season.
Najee has almost 1,000 yards.
It hasn't looked like it.
No, he's got 1,000 yards rushing.
That extra game sure as shit helped. Marshall, the Chiefs are doing bad. I watch this team on a weekly basis. This team is absolutely putrid on the offense. You guys' defense is still terrifying, but that offense is maybe the most mediocre offense I've seen in the entire NFL. And I've also had to watch the Carolina Panthers all season and a Matt Canada-led Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, not Matt Canada-led Pittsburgh Steelers no more.
That's why I said I had to watch.
Yeah, true. But I mean, me and the wife went to the bar to watch the Seahawks game because they didn't show it here. Tremendous through and through. The week before against the Bengals, I'm like, I think you posted on Twix, Greg. Why the freaking Donkey Kong is Trubisky's second string quarterback?
I have no
idea. Not Trubisky, Trash Bisky, sorry.
So I actually have an answer for that, and I don't know if you guys heard Kenny Pickett's, what he said about it. But, yeah, Pickett came out and said, no, I will give the Chiefs their props, damn it, Marshall, because you guys have led the damn division for 7 years, and I hate you. Back to Kenny Pickett. He had outright said in an interview, either like after the game, like one of the pressers or something, that it was, I either suit up to start or I don't play. And that's essentially what he did. He said that he would rather be number 3 and not dress or start. So he was not taking number 2.
We, as Steelers fans, for the rest of the season, we just got to hope that Rudolph stays healthy, because, quite frankly, if Trubisky is in the game, throw it in the trash can. It's over.
Yeah, well,
why is Mason Rudolph doing so well?
Well, listen, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He had to watch Big Ben play for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
and then he got turned into a whack-a-mole. Yes,
and then what I don't understand, he sat on that bench for almost 2 years. He comes and dominates the Bengals.
Joe Flacco's been dominant for the Browns.
But you know what? Joe Flacco is going to be Joe Flacco here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl.
And then what did he do? They signed him to like a big-ass deal. Didn't do diddly squat.
He is the Carl Anderson of the NFL. You watch your tone.
He went to the Eagles, didn't do diddly squat. He went to the Jets, didn't diddly squat. And here he was like 3 weeks later, or 3 weeks, almost a month ago. His ass was sitting down, not doing anything.
Couch.
On his couch.
He was on the couch. And because Deshaun Watson's out for the season, which that's part of the reason I don't want the Browns to win is because if the Browns were to win the Super
Deshaun
Bowl,
Watson gets a ring.
Deshaun Watson gets a ring, and that's just disgusting for everybody.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve it. Right?
Well, you guys can take solace in knowing that the Browns more than likely won't make it past Baltimore, and I think all of you guys are probably going to agree that Baltimore is the clear favorite for the AFC.
Baltimore. Here's the thing, though. That Baltimore team lost to a Matt Canada-led Steelers team.
Yep.
So
yes, they did.
I can't convincingly say that this Baltimore team is unbeatable. Have they destroyed the Dolphins? Yes. I mean
a 16-1 Eagles that looked unbeatable lost to the Commanders 2 seasons ago.
Maddie, listen to this. When it comes to AFC North ball, and between the Steelers, Ravens, Browns, and the Ratbirds, it's always a close game. There have been the past couple games have always been usually by like 3 points.
Yeah.
And if I'm reading correctly, they're going to be benching most of the starters on Saturday.
Yeah, they are, because they already have the number one seed.
So why are you gonna? I mean, they could play Lamar for a couple plays.
If they play Lamar at all, it's done.
Yeah,
Lamar shouldn't even dress for this game.
No, but we already beat Lamar this season. We already beat the Ravens this season.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys already have a win over them. So if you guys get this other win going into the playoffs, if you guys do by chance play Baltimore again, you have 2-0 on the season series.
And if the Steelers were to make the playoffs, they would be the 7th seed. And if they got past the wild card, they would be facing Baltimore in the divisional round.
I would pray that they beat the Chiefs in the wild card.
Who would we play? We would get who was ever the 2nd seed, which I don't think is the Chiefs.
No, it's not the Chiefs right now. It is the Dolphins.
It would be the Dolphins. If the Bills were to lose, we would go against Miami, which we've played Miami in the playoffs before, and we've beaten Miami in the playoffs before.
Yeah. And like I said before, when we went on air, the Steelers have to win out. Either the Bills would have to lose against the Dolphins, which I can probably see happening. Yeah. Or Jacksonville would have to lose to Tennessee, which is another scenario. Indy and Houston would have to tie.
Yeah.
Which I don't really see happening. I mean, it's happened before, but
I don't want to say that because do you remember a couple seasons ago where it was the Raiders and the Chargers, I believe.
Yeah, I remember.
If they would have ended up in a tie, the Steelers would have been out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I remember
but
that.
If the game didn't end in a tie, the Steelers were in. And it came down to the last play of overtime.
Yeah, I remember.
Where the field goal was made.
And I hate saying this, but like, if I put this on X or whatever you want to call it.
Twitter.
If we would have started Rudolph against the Cardinals and the Patriots, we would have there would have been no reason for us not being in the playoffs.
Yeah, we probably would have gotten the 6th seed, or we might have even passed Cleveland.
If it was this Mason Rudolph, there was no guarantee that you guys would have had this Mason Rudolph in those games.
Even if we would have had like 3/4 of this Mason Rudolph in those games.
Good point.
We might not have beaten the Cardinals because that was just a disaster, but we should have sure as shit beat the Patriots.
You should have beat the Patriots.
Yep. I think that's the reason after that game, Tomlin was like, sit your ass on the bench. Like, we're starting Mason. Like, there's no excuse to lose 2 back-to-back games, even on a short week, from two teams that still combined have less wins than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Inexcusable. Trubisky will not see another deal from Pittsburgh, nor should he.
No. I feel it's gonna. I know we definitely have to draft another QB next season. I like Pickett, but Pickett's not there yet.
No,
he's not there. I'm like, how does Mason Rudolph? How do you have 2 games that we've scored 30 points in the past 2 games, where Kenny Pickett couldn't do anything?
Mm-hmm.
And I still think we need to draft like a competent offensive coordinator because we're basically held together by duct tape at that position.
Yeah.
And we can't rely on Rudolph to put up those kind of numbers every game.
I hear Bill Belichick might be available.
Can you imagine Belichick being available for any team? Because he's leaving New England at the end of the season. Like, they're parting ways.
Yep.
I don't know what it's going to look like with him in another organization completely.
Yep.
It's going to be the weirdest thing. But
yeah, it'll be an interesting week of football for the season finale.
The only way for the Steelers to get in is for them to win. They can still get in if they lose, but they need like a laundry list of things to happen.
Yeah,
They win.
If we lose,
if
Yeah.
they lose, just kiss them.
Yeah.
There's another legendary team that's, destiny is in their hands. The Green Bay, if they win, they're in the playoffs, and nobody thought they were going to make it with Jordan Love
I don't understand what is happening
to that North Division.
They look like they were completely tanked after Rodgers left them, which Rodgers didn't do great as last season with them anyway. They went 8-9.
Yeah.
So to see them even having a chance at sniffing the playoffs is crazy.
Look at the Lions. Holy
The poor Lions.
They're falling back to the same old Lions.
The Lions got screwed.
Yeah.
They
That
got
sucked.
absolutely screwed in that game. Can we talk about how bad the officials? I'm thinking that there's some sort of scandal that's just waiting to break because there is no excuse for this.
Apparently, the ref that was in that game is reffing the Steelers-Ravens game.
I saw that, and it's like,
good luck, boys.
Games. Of course, it's Pittsburgh.
We're gonna have that Jesse James touchdown controversial kind of thing again,
and they'll give the Ravens the win. And at that point, what do you do?
Yeah,
because Goodell's not going to overturn the result of a game.
No.
Even though I think he has that authority to do so, he just doesn't.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, the refs know what they're doing. No, the hell they don't. You need to punish these officials or like hire them in as full-time employees so that you can enforce the rules because they're doing whatever the hell they want.
Yep.
And I'm not even like a massive Lions fan.
I am this season.
I would like to see them do well. I would like to see them in the NFC side of the Super Bowl. Can it happen? Sure. But having stuff like that happen can derail your season. Like you said, the Jesse James catch. Yeah. Had that touchdown stood like it was called on the field, it was called on the field a touchdown. You never saw that ball hit the ground. The Steelers would have been the number one seed in the playoffs. We wouldn't have had that disaster of a game in Jacksonville. And who knows? Maybe we would have had the all-Pennsylvania Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
Josh, the only way Goodell would overturn the result of a game would be if the Browns won a Super Bowl. Let's be real.
Well, when the Browns make a Super Bowl, let me know.
Dude, be careful. Be careful with that statement.
Here's one thing I am glad about. I don't know if you guys remember the bet I made with Josh.
The fact that he didn't accept it?
Well, the fact they didn't accept it, but it was if the Browns took the last place in the AFC North, which obviously is not the case, then he would have had to become a Steelers fan.
But it was vice versa as well.
And if the Steelers would have taken last in the AFC North, then I would have had to become a Browns fan. So thank you very much, Cincinnati, for making sure that even if the bet would have taken place, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Flacco to Ford and praise the Lord. Josh, that needs to be on a T-shirt.
I mean that is catchy, but
that needs to be on a T-shirt, Josh. You need to get on that right away before Flacco's gone.
I mean, you guys made the playoffs, so you might as well try and make some money off of it.
Hey, you know what you guys brought up earlier about Flacco after the Super Bowl getting that stupid contract? What if he does it again?
Just a 2-year deal worth like $100 million.
They're not going to pay him that much. I mean, Flacco's at the tail end of his career.
Of course they wouldn't, but just what if he gets paid after the season, guys?
If he does, good for him and his family. But
I mean, I have nothing against Flacco. Don't get me wrong, but like he had that one Super Bowl. He had that one win in the Super Bowl, and they signed him to this big deal.
I've got beef with Joe Flacco, and it still pertains to that championship game.
Yeah.
Legit, trade Watson so we can sign Flacco.
I don't. You
I
guys
don't
might
think
be.
there
you
is
guys might be
no
on the
team
hook for
taking
that
that
deal.
contract. There's no team taking that contract.
No.
And if
No-
you guys
nobody
and if you
can
guys
take
release
Deshaun
him,
Watson.
I hope you're ready to Bobby Bonilla his ass. Deshaun
Yeah,
Watson wouldn't have to play another fucking day of football in his life.
No. I mean, your organization guaranteed that contract.
$242 million
For a guy who is at best mid.
and a pest at that.
And I mean, if we're going to talk about the world,
Hey, at least I didn't say the first part that goes with that. So
you don't have to. If anybody knows who's watched this show knows about Deshaun Watson, you don't even have to. It's implied.
if you followed my Twitter account, you know exactly how disgusted I felt about the Deshaun Watson situation.
Oh, I'm pretty sure when I covered that contract signing on the show, I was ranting about it. Just because it was a gross situation all around.
It still is a gross situation, and most of the women have been paid off by this point.
It is, and for the record, I am not going to discuss another situation going on in the world of professional wrestling because we don't know all the details of that. So it is not up to us.
That's why the Raw Ball podcast and the Crew Day have absolutely stayed away from that topic until we get further information.
We're not touching it either. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you understand. If you don't, look it up because you're not going to find the answers here. Let's talk about something positive though in the world of wrestling.
Let's go. I like positivity. Big E's returning, right?
I hope so. That'd be awesome. But Mercedes Mone, who many people have speculated, no confirmation, that she is going to be on Dynamite tonight. Again, no confirmation. Nothing is set in stone.
Sorry, but all we've gotten on this is that deals have fallen through with WWE and that she might reportedly be going back to AEW. Now, something I want to point out here is that exact same report came out with Cody Rhodes and his, WWE return. Talks have fallen through with him and WWE. There might be something working with AEW. And then he showed up at WrestleMania. I'm just saying the Royal Rumble is in 23 days.
Which I do want to bring up. I kind of want to talk about this on air a little bit too, about the Rumble drawing that's going to be happening in 3 weeks. The thing that I noticed as far as the words that were written about it were that they are not in negotiation anymore.
Yeah. Talks have stopped reportedly.
So that doesn't mean that she didn't agree to terms.
Yeah.
And again,
that could mean a couple different things. The way that is particularly has always been a word I've had trouble saying. The way that is phrased.
Yeah.
That could mean that she is either agreed to terms and is not going public about it, or that indeed talks with WWE have fallen apart and she's free to negotiate elsewhere.
True.
Would I like to see Mercedes back as Sasha in WWE? Of course I would. Would I be happy to see her in AEW? Of course I would.
Would you be happy to see her in CMLL? Of course you would.
CMLL, TNA, back in New Japan, wherever. I just want to see Mercedes Varnado, Mercedes Mone, Sasha Banks, whatever she wants to be called. I want to see her compete in the ring because I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. She's the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
And another name that kind of helps me think that Mercedes might be WWE bound again
Naomi.
is the fact that Trinity, also known as Naomi, could be coming back as well. And I predict her to do the exact same thing Mickey James did as Impact Women's Champion and show up with the belt. Probably not being called Trinity, being called Naomi, but
Well, Hard to Kill is on the 13th, so
Yeah,
she could
2
be
weeks.
losing it to Jordan Grace and then coming back to WWE as Naomi.
And Jordan Grace was one of the first names that signed a contract with TNA with the new rebrand and everything. So,
because I think like stuff fell through with Trinity and TNA apparently from
what I
read.
She was on a short deal to begin with. Like
Yeah.
this was literally, hey, I'm gonna get myself out there because other companies could want me off of my work here, and I know for a fact that her work in TNA had eyes from AEW, had eyes from MLW, and had eyes from WWE.
I like JJ's comment. Yeah, I mean,
I wholeheartedly agree.
Look at Britt Baker. She's injured, but yeah.
Here is my opinion of the situation. If Mercedes Mone signs with AEW and the booking of the women's division does not improve, it won't matter who you sign. The women's division will never be a focus. If you botch that to the level of, wow, you have the greatest women's wrestler of all time, and you can't book a sensible program for her or any of the other women on the roster, then there is no hope.
Here's the thing with AEW's women's booking, though. They focus on 1 or 2 stories at a time. I am wholeheartedly believing that Mercedes is going to be one of those 2 stories that are constantly going. Like, she will always have TV time.
I would hope so, because
she's way too big of a star not to be.
Saraya kind of got pushed to the side. Like, the Outcasts are not really a thing.
No.
Ruby has her side story. Saraya and Harley Cameron are kind of doing something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was about to say they're bringing Harley Cameron into the Outcasts, it seems like, and it's really fucking funny, though.
Toni Storm's doing her thing.
Toni Storm is
that's one of the
highlight.
That's one of the 2 stories that we've got going on. If you look at the 2 real stories going on in AEW for the women, it's Julia Hart and it's Toni Storm.
Yeah,
and Mariah May.
Because they're your champions. So
yeah, you're. But that's the thing. Like, you have the talent to at least have another 2 programs going on, and they're trying, like with Statlander and with they're trying with Statlander and Willow, but still, man.
Yeah.
I really want to have that faith, especially if Deonna Purrazzo, who's also rumored to sign with AEW, appears. Again, there's no confirmation of that. She's had talks, not counting on Deonna to sign on the dotted line and be there on Dynamite tonight. Again, it's all speculation at this point. We won't know until we see their music, hear their music play, and see their face on TV. We don't know that for a fact. I do want to talk next about Marshall's asking, if I donate $2, what can I get?
I can spit on you.
You can get your question guaranteed to be read on there, because we don't answer as many comments on the show anymore, and that's just because we get to talking. That's not really a disrespect to anybody, but doing the super chats and doing the Streamlabs stuff gives you a much better shot to get your comments read on there. I want to talk about Luck at the Draw, because that is coming up in 2 weeks' time. And I have confirmed that we are having 6 people playing.
You did get a 6th.
I did get a 6th. Yes, I did. Just confirmed that with her about an hour and a half ago.
I'm going to be covering myself in strawberry syrup. I hope y'all are ready.
Well, everybody is going to be covering themselves in strawberry syrup, because that's what we determined the punishment is going to be, as opposed to chocolate. So it's going to look like 5 different versions of Carrie on this show, but it's perfectly okay. So it is going to be, as it was last time, Maddie Laws, Daisy Stone, Jeff Meacham as the 3 returning contestants. And also joining us for the first time is going to be Caden Lee, who was previously from Fightful, Xenia, you've seen her on Jack of All Trades, and we got Collins to do it.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be really exciting. I'm really happy we're getting more people involved. I talked to a couple people that unfortunately timing didn't work, but they are interested in doing it in the future. So like I want that interest there. That's what I really want.
The quarterly egg chucking.
Listen, I told you to not do that, and then you did it anyway. And
This time they will be cracked ahead of time.
well, good, because I was concerned you were going to be concussed if they weren't.
I'll be fine. My head is solid as a rock.
We don't have insurance on this show. You know that, right?
You think I have insurance on myself?
Okay. Well, listen, if we were as big as McAfee was, then, we'd go balls to the wall. And
If we were as big as McAfee, I feel like we would have a catapult.
Don't get ideas.
we
He's gonna put a
would-
catapult together and just have the eggs slung at him.
Y'all literally see me standing here with a string and just...
you're going to get yourself knocked out on this show, and it's going to be your own doing.
I mean, I've already got kebab skewered on one of my shows.
You have, and well, twice actually, because
Thanks, Devin.
because he pulled them out of your head when it was in. If you guys don't know, then go check out the Raw Ball podcast from October.
It was early in the season. It was middle of the season.
Because the show, you won't have to search far because the show kicks off with it.
Was it the smartest thing I've ever done? Fuck no.
No.
Did it actually hurt as bad as I thought? No.
I mean,
That's
I
what we're
guess
trying, Marshall. That's what we're trying.
yeah, we are trying to get the show as big as the Pat McAfee show. Even if it was like half as big, like I take that. It doesn't have to compete with Pat McAfee, but like you get better production quality. All of us in the same room.
Which character would you want me to fulfill? Because I think I could do a Boston Connor pretty well.
You want to be Boston Connor? Does that mean Big G is Tone Diggs because he's also a Steelers fan?
What are you dressed for as Halloween? I'm dressed as Matt Canada.
Hey, what's the devil? Yeah. It's we would like to get the show to that point. The biggest problem that we have is financially, just because it's very tough to keep this going when we have such a small audience. If we had like 200-300 people in the live chat every week, and the donations that you get, like I was watching Sean's Q&A earlier, and he was getting bombarded with questions and donations and super chats and whatnot. It's like, that's what I want. I understand I don't have the news credibility or the reach of Sean Ross Sapp.
I can start pissing off wrestlers on Twitter if you want me to.
Did you say you can piss off wrestlers on Twitter?
I can definitely do that if you want me to.
I don't think anybody needs the help of pissing them off. Like we got a bunch of dumb people on Twitter making just completely inane statements.
At least the way that I do it is entertaining for them, because I have offered Lance Archer to throw me across a football field. For content purposes, of course.
Of course. Listen, we get this channel to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I will. What's something ridiculous that I don't think I'll have to do?
Kebab skewer yourself.
I was thinking bigger than that.
Tattoo needle yourself?
No. Do a death match in GCW or something. I don't know.
I mean, it could be fun, Greg.
or I'll be like, you know what, Maddie will do it instead.
And you know I'd be there too, asshole.
I know you would. I know you would.
And
I
you
absolutely
know I would take that opportunity.
You absolutely would.
That would be so fun.
All right, so 100,000 subscribers on the Greg Cherry brand by the end of the year, and Matty Laws will
I will find somebody to do a death match with me.
in GCW. There you go.
Brett Lauderdale, book it, you coward. Marshall says shave your head. Didn't you do Egg Cherry not too long ago?
Well, egg Cherry was smashing an egg on my head. I have not shaved my head in 15 years.
Okay. I could have swore you shaved it bald once.
No.
And y'all gotta pay like $250 for me to shave my head bald because there's no guarantee the shit's coming back.
You thinning up there, or what's the deal?
Bro, look at this fucking hairline.
Yeah, we don't want you to shave your head and then you come back with a horseshoe and look like
y'all know that I'd come back looking brother.
Well, you're not racist, so we wouldn't have to worry about that.
Good Lord.
So, Greg, the Rumble drawings, how's that going?
So the Rumble drawing, thank you for bringing that up. The Rumble draw we are doing in 3 weeks' time. I have already actually contributed my money to that to do a draw piece for the men's and the women's Rumble. So that money is tucked away safely. So
I get paid tonight, so I'll send my fee.
Yeah, I will send you the PayPal where you have to send it to.
Yeah, send that to me too then.
I will. I'll put a video out like I did last year.
Okay, cool.
We need to determine, though, a charity for the one half of the money to go to. And I'm not going to say us because...
I'm going to say the 988. That's what my charity is for the Raw Ball podcast. So I would like to throw my hat at
one?
That is the Suicide Prevention Hotline, yes.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah. I'm down.
Who's going to be a part of the draw? Whoever wants to be a part of the draw, Marshall. Like, if you want your spot, I'll put a video out probably in the next couple days explaining the rules of it, and then I will be collecting donations, and we will be splitting the money 25, 25, 50. 25 to the winner of the men's, 25 to the winner of the women's, and 50 to
yes.
So
I like that.
Yeah.
And you can also feel free that if you want your winnings donated to the charity, just tell me and they'll go right to the charity.
I think that's what I did last. I can't remember if I won last year.
Since it is the 988, if I do win by chance on any of them, my winnings will go to the 988.
There you go. So what I'm hoping to do, I'm keeping it at $5 like I had it last year. I'm going to open it up $5 per number. I want to wait until like a couple days before to see if we need spots filled, because I would love to see more than like 60 people play.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to see like a whole bunch of people play and multiple people having the same number. And then if that number won,
split the...
I don't know if they'd split or if I would like do like a wheel spin or something to determine who of those people would win.
That's a noble charity to go towards as well. Your local hospital as well.
Yeah. I also thought about if I possibly could doing like sheets for the kids, which is a charity that Sheets does. I thought about
that's
doing
cool.
that one too. Maybe it's one of those things where I let the winners decide where they want money to go to. Like we can do we can split the 50-50, like the 50% part of the money that's definitely going to charity, and at least 25% of that goes to the charity of the person's choosing.
Yeah. I like that idea.
So there you go. If you win, then I can send you the money, and then
charity of your choosing.
you choose to donate to a charity. Because if it comes from me, then like it's me sending the money, but it is what it is.
Also, since we are talking about charities, Raw Ball Podcast, March 28th, the Stream Against Suicide is happening again, where we will be streaming the entire opening day of MLB baseball, and we are going to be raising money for the 988 throughout the entire day. So
There you go.
wanted to get that out there as well.
All right. That sounds good to me. March 20th, that seems early for the start of Major League
Dude,
Baseball.
I thought so too, and I was like, that's opening day, and Cap looked it up, and sure as shit, I always thought it started like the first week of April.
So did I. Or like March 31st or something.
Oh yeah, or the last day of March. I don't think I've seen it this early before.
Unless they want to try and not go into November as much as possible for the World Series.
Maybe.
But yeah, so the Rumble Draw will be happening. I will be posting a video about that. We can determine if we want to just do a single charity that we want to raise money for. That might be easier, though, to raise money for a single charity as opposed to like everybody picking, because everybody picks something different.
And we don't need no charity of me's.
Yeah. So yeah, we can let's
We can discuss. We can discuss.
Yeah. So there you go. We will. I'll post a video again, like I said, either tomorrow or Friday, explaining the rules, explaining where you have to donate to. Try and limit yourself to one entrant per match until I let the floodgates open. And I'm gonna try and get like Sean and Kate to promote it. Like, be like, hey, you could win some money, but again, we're also raising money for charity. So that's really the more important thing. Because I think the one we did last year for Jessie was awesome.
Oh yeah, and it did really well for her too.
It did, and we were glad to help her.
So yeah,
She's going back into surgery today, isn't she? I saw.
She's going into surgery either today or tomorrow.
I think she said today. That's what the tweet said, and it was like 4 or 5 hours ago as well. So she could very well be under surgery right now. So prayers out to her.
Yeah, prayers out to Jessie Davin. Big part of the show. We love her.
And such a sweetheart too. Like,
oh, she's the best.
Yeah. We got 15 minutes left. Greg, do you want to do any weird state laws to kick off the year?
Well,
or do we have anything else to cover?
I was going to ask you guys what you guys thought about Rock coming back, potentially hinting at Roman Reigns.
I have mixed feelings about it. I think if they were going to pull that trigger, they should have done it last year. I also think that they may save, or they might do that match at Elimination Chamber.
I've talked about that a lot over the last 24 hours, and it's a very strong possibility that that's the main event of Elimination Chamber because it's in Australia. It's going to be promoted as such a big event.
Yeah,
main event.
Yeah. I see where you're. But this is. I think Mansfield said this or somebody said this, but I was thinking it too. So we obviously, it's probably most likely going to be Reigns versus Orton at WrestleMania or at the Royal Rumble. Yeah. I could see The Rock costing Rock costing Reigns the title, and then, or not really. I don't know if he would cost him the title, but somehow that would set up because don't get me wrong, Elimination Chamber is going to be big, but that's how Cody is going to get to face either possibly Reigns at WrestleMania or if they do Orton versus Cody at WrestleMania for the title. Because honestly, Rock and Roman don't need to fight for the title.
Rock and Roman doesn't need the title. And it definitely doesn't need to be the WrestleMania main event. And I've seen a bunch of memes talking about, CM Punk left WWE for 10 years because The Rock took his Mania main event spot. And then he just comes back and The Rock comes back again. It's like, guys got to have the worst luck.
Here we go again 10 years later.
I don't think that Rock appearing, he might not even do anything at all. He might have just been shit talking.
Yeah.
Like that's also a possibility. Like there might be nothing in the works, or perhaps like he's starting to build for WrestleMania 41. Like we also have to realize that possibility. Like maybe The Rock is good to go for Elimination Chamber. Maybe they want to build the match up for a year like they did with Cena, so that The Rock can get ready for it.
So I think it was a Sports Illustrated. Sorry, hold on. I think it was a Sports Illustrated interview that he did, where he was asked about his return.
Yeah.
And he responded with, "We're just getting started."
Mm.
So this could be like maybe from now to Mania, now to SummerSlam at the longest.
Well, if you remember when he came back about a month before WrestleMania 27 to host, he came back, started a little bit of a program with John Cena, and then the night after WrestleMania made the WrestleMania main event for the following year official.
Yeah.
Of Rock and Cena. So it may be very well possible that Rock isn't going to factor into WrestleMania whatsoever unless he ends up costing Roman the title against Cody. And then you start the head of the table stuff for the next year. And since Roman's not there all the time, you're not going to really have to worry about building that up through the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could very well be a similar situation to that, and Rock's not actually going to compete at Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania. It could just be him throwing his name back in the hat, and he wants to have that last match against Roman with as much build-up as possible.
Yeah.
Because if he's not in the Rumble, he's not competing at WrestleMania in the main event. It's just completely unfair to think that. So I think Punk wins the Rumble, honestly, and challenges Seth. And main event.
Cody wins Elimination Chamber.
Cody wins the Chamber.
But I mean, we're still we're about 3 weeks away to the Rumble.
3.5 weeks from the Rumble, yeah.
And then
Greg's favorite show of the year.
And then we're 3 months, 3 months away from Mania. So,
yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple months.
All I know is the moment that Rock came back and said, "Should I be the head of the table?" I can guarantee you, Cody and CM Punk's ears started ringing.
They're like, "Oh my!" They're like,
CM Punk's like, the fucking same reason I left is back.
Yeah. But the thing is, Rock doesn't factor into the World Heavyweight title picture at all. So Punk and Seth, I think, is safe.
Do you still think it's main events, or do you think Punk is relegated to the middle of the card?
That'll be night one main event.
I feel like Punk would not have re-signed with WWE unless he got that WrestleMania main event.
I still say that it should be Rock versus Roman, or no, Roman versus Cody to open night one. Seth and CM Punk close night one, and then the main event of night two should be Rock versus Roman.
I do want to shout out this. I've never seen this name in chat before.
Thank you, Virgil.
From Manchester, England. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you checking us out.
Hey, we got Facebook viewers. Where are we getting Facebook viewers?
Well, it's on the Greg Cherry Brand Facebook. It's also on the Jeff Mead Facebook. So
okay. I was like, where is this getting onto Facebook? Because I only got it going onto my Twitch or my Twitter.
I got it going on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. I tried to get my Instagram set up, but apparently I have to be a bigger deal or subscribe to Instagram.
That's bullshit.
Their creator tools or whatever to get that going. I was like, I'm not paying for Instagram. I use it like 3 times a year. Not gonna happen. Not gonna do it.
No.
So yeah, that's not worth it to me. So yeah, I think that Emmanuel said you getting charged in Instagram. I think the creator tools in Instagram want me to pay, but I'm not going to do it because, again, I don't use Instagram. I don't have a big following over on Instagram, so I don't think it would do any good to anybody, really. I mean, maybe it could pop up in some people's lives. I would really like to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok because then I could do TikTok live and just have like the dual screens happen. Like I could have TikTok on my phone, I could do the show on here, and just do broadcasts to multiple different places. Because I would love having some of the TikTok audience over here.
Yeah.
There's a big community on TikTok.
Yeah, I still need a few hundred subscribers on TikTok to followers or whatever.
Just start making a bunch of bots.
I feel like a bunch of bots are half my followers.
You just need them to bring their bot friends.
I guess. Hey, algorithm, work for me. Work for it on this show because I would love to see.
Hey, to people watching, tell all of your bot friends to come follow us.
Yes. And tell all of your real friends too, because we talk wrestling, we talk football. In a couple weeks, we're going to be dumping strawberry syrup on each other. It's going to be a good time.
Not on each other, on ourselves.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like there's going to be.
Hey, Adam Pearson's in the chat.
Adam Pearson, Mr. Pearson's in the chat. Is TikTok ready for the Greg Cherry brand? As a consideration that must be made. I would hope so. I mean, I have many videos over there of me doing wrestlers' entrances. One of my most popular is actually doing a top 10 or like 10 women's entrances. With very much mixed feedback. Some people thought it was awesome. Some people thought I was like effeminate.
There was something wrong with you.
I mean, there is something wrong with me, but that's another story. Adam Pearson also was involved in a very controversial thing. Somebody was using his image to promote like really awful stuff. Like, it was just a shame because it's like Adam Pearson is like a really good dude, and you're just going to use his face for clicks on like a clickbait stuff. Oh, for God's sakes. I'm not putting that one up. If you're in the YouTube chat, but yeah, it's one of those things. It's like 2024. Don't be a jag.
Right.
Like I know we say it on this show every week, but just don't be a jag. Treat people with respect. It's really not that hard. It's really not. But yeah, in 2 weeks' time, we got luck of the draw. We got 6 people playing. It is going to be absolutely insane for everybody involved. Maddie, are you gonna go shirtless again if you go strawberry syrup? Or
I'm gonna go shirtless for that show. Yeah, you know I am.
All right. Well, Josh is in.
I will have the pink shorts on, and this time they're going to be dyed red by the end of it.
Yeah. Listen, I've done strawberry syrup a couple times before. Actually received it as a punishment one of the times I played. It comes out way quicker than the chocolate. So
yeah, it seems like it.
It's much thinner, so it pours like water, so it comes out really fast. We were saying,
as always,
that's a good thing. You know, we will always have your back, Mr. Pearson. We love you. If you're not familiar with the situation, I watched it unfold on, I believe, his Facebook page or his Twitter or whatever. Just a gross use of his image by another YouTube channel. I wouldn't say it was defamatory, but it
sure
was
shit weren't nice about it.
It was negligent.
Yeah.
So, but there you go. We have a big Dynamite in store.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of wrestling coming up because not just that. Later tonight or early in the morning for some of you, Wrestle Kingdom goes live at like 2:30 in the morning for me.
Oh, poor Noah. Oh my God.
He signed up.
I
Listen,
love Noah, but like,
Poor guy.
oh my god, it's
Hey,
like
he loves his pro wrestling.
Oh, he
and I
does.
love that guy for it.
I do too.
Professional
I
wrestling,
do
damn
too. But my god, like when I don't like I don't my body can't. I mean because I work third shift at Sheet, so my body's used to it. But like if you're at home, if I'm at home at like 2:30 in the morning, my ass is asleep. My ass
You
is
ain't up
asleep.
trying to watch
Here's
wrestling.
the thing.
No.
I'll be
not
up
paid to
watching
cover
wrestling.
it. I am not paid to cover it, so I'm not going to cover it. I'm not going to knock it. If you want to watch,
Yeah.
watch
More.
Wrestle
I
Kingdom,
mean, yeah.
you have at it. I'm not going to deny you or say it's a bad idea or whatnot.
No.
It's just
no.
this guy doesn't get paid to do it, so this guy isn't going to watch it.
And Noah's calling the action. Oh my god.
Noah at like 2:30 in the morning is going to be yelling, and his neighbors are going to be hearing him.
Oh.
Well, he won't be on the Switch for that one, so there you go.
No, you won't.
If you remember the Christmas karaoke,
He'll be tuned in. He'll be locked in.
oh, he will absolutely be locked in. All right. Well, that is it. We will see if Mercedes Mone or Deonna Purrazzo or anybody debuts. We will hear from Adam Cole,
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe, the new AEW World's Champion.
I never thought. Oh my yeah.
I'm so happy. Joe is my
I am
fucking
too.
champion.
Because here we are, a couple years later or before, he was commentary on Raw
In a poncho.
and a poncho at me.
People like to forget that, like, he went back to NXT after he was released and became NXT champion again before they did the reboot.
I remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, go enjoy Dynamite. Go enjoy everything else. We will see you next week on the Greg Sherry Show. We will see you in 2 weeks for Luck of the Draw, 3 weeks for the Rumble Draw. I will have a video about that later this week. So go check that out, and I will try and promote that as much as possible because I would love to have as many people as possible doing that Rumble Draw for the charity. That's what I would love to see. So thank you for joining us. Go enjoy AEW. Go enjoy Wrestle Kingdom if you choose to watch it. And we will see you next week on the Greg Cherry Show. Don't be a jag. Have a good night.
Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated.
Go Steelers.